Some things in this world are so small. Have a look at this hydrogen atom. If I zoom in, okay, a hydrogen atom has a diameter of about 0.000000001 meters. It's pretty small, right? On the other hand, here is the Milky Way galaxy, and the Milky Way galaxy is about, do you know what, I'm not even going to bother trying to read this number. It's really big, isn't it? Okay, so in the world we have small things and we have really big things, and those numbers, to write those numbers out takes a lot of effort. Okay, so standard form is a way of writing numbers which is super helpful. It's going to make it a lot easier to write these really big and really small numbers. So to help us kind of get to grips with this new thing, we need to just first have a little sidestep and have a look at this and powers of 10. So you might know that 100, for example, is 10 squared. Okay, 1,000 is 10 cubed. 10,000 is 10 to the power of 4. 10 on its own, well, that's just 10 to the power of 1. 1, that's actually 10 to the power of 0. 1/10, that's 10 to the power of minus 1. 100th is 10 to the power of minus 2, and so on, and this pattern continues. So you can see I could quite quickly write a really, really big number, like a million, as just 10 to the power of something. So a million would be 10 to the power of 6. So instead of having to write out all of these zeros, I can just write 10 to the power of 4. Okay, so standard form takes that a little bit further. This is what it looks like. Okay, we'll have a number between 1 and 10, and we multiply it by one of these powers of 10. Okay, so a number between 1 and 10, and we multiply it by one of these powers of 10. Okay, little sort of small print there. It can't be the number 10 here. Okay, so your number has to be between 1 and 10. It can't be 10. That's not allowed for our rules for standard form. Okay, so let's have a look at some examples. So here's our first example: 3 times 10 to the power of 2. So we've got our number between 1 and 10, and we've got some power of 10. Okay, here's another one. I've got a number between 1 and 10. 1's allowed. And I've got a power of 10, and 10 to the power of minus 4, that's allowed because that's a whole number power. Right, this other one here, maybe. This is also a number between 1 and 10. We're allowed to have decimal numbers, that's fine. And it's multiplied by a power of 10. Great. Let me show you some examples that are not standard form. Okay, let's have a look at these ones. Now, this number here, why is this not standard form? Well, that's not a number between 1 and 10, is it? What about this one here? That number there is not a number between 1 and 10. Remember, it has to be times by a number between 1 and 10. Well, this one here, that's just written as an ordinary number. That's not got any powers of 10 at all, has it? So that's definitely not standard form. And this one here, you might say, well, that's between 1 and 10. But this is the problem here, okay? We're not allowed to have half of a number, okay? So it can't be minus 2.5. It has to be a whole number, like minus 2 or minus 3. Okay, so that's not standard form. So none of those ones are standard form, but all of these ones are. So let's have a little quick quiz then. So what I'll do is I'll take you over here. Oh no, not over there. Over here. We'll run through these numbers here, and you can decide if you think they're standard form and see if you get them right, and I'll go and tick or cross them as we go through. So the first one, do you think it's standard form? So this one here, do you think that's standard form? The answer is yes. Okay, we've got our number between 1 and 10, and it's multiplied by a power of 10. Okay, the next one, 10 times 10 squared. What do you think? The answer is no. That is not a power of. That's not in standard form because that number there is 10. It has to be between 1 and 10. It can't be 10. Okay? Right, the next one. This one is in standard form. Okay, we're allowed to have negative powers. That's fine. And this number is between 1 and 10. Good. Right, the next one, what do we think? The answer is no, because you can't have half of a power in standard form. Okay, if it's got half a power, it's not in standard form. Right, the next one here, this one's no as well, because it has to be times by a power of 10, doesn't it? It can't be a divide, and also the number has to be between 1 and 10. Right, the next one, again, this is a no. This isn't written as a power of 10. It has to be 10 to the power of something. So if it's going to be 100, it has to be 10 to the power of 2, doesn't it? And this number here would have to be between 1 and 10. The next one, this one is in standard form. The next one is not in standard form because that should be 10 to the power of something, shouldn't it? Not 20. The next one doesn't even have any powers in it, so that can't be standard form. And the last one there is. So hopefully that's given you a quick idea of what a standard form is and how to recognize it. Okay, a number between 1 and 10 multiplied by 10 to the power of a whole number.
Joash Maths.